Hello everyone, my name is Aarti and you're watching HW News. Almost 8 months after Shah Rukh Khan's son Aryan Khan was arrested and jailed in a drug raid by NCB on the Cordelia cruise of Mumbai coast, the NCB itself gave him a clean chit. In a 6,000-page charge sheet filed, the agency said it has not included name of Aryan Khan, whose high-profile arrest by Sameer Wankhede became the spectacle for the whole country because of lack of evidence. While we have revisited how Aryan Khan was vilified and faced a media trial in yesterday's video, today we are going to talk about some of the details from the NCB charge sheet. After the allegations of irregularities in the raid and extortion racket, the case was transferred from the Mumbai Zonal unit of NCB to a special investigation team. Sameer Wankhede, the Singham officer who was leading the raid and heading the investigation, was removed from the case. NCB SIT said that they found no evidence that Aryan Khan was part of a larger drugs conspiracy or an international trafficking syndicate, and that there were several irregularities in the raid during which Aryan Khan was arrested. The SIT, headed by Sanjay Kumar Singh, re-looked at the entire case and concluded there is not enough evidence to even pursue it. So what did the NCB say in its report? According to the charge sheet filed by the NCB in a Mumbai court, despite drugs not being found on Aryan Khan, his phone was seized, it was unlocked without due procedure, and the drugs chat referring to the period in 2018 in which he was in Los Angeles were misinterpreted by the agency officer. These are some of the key factors based on which the SIT gave Aryan Khan clean chit in its charge sheet. First of all, let us talk about no drugs found on Aryan Khan, that particular aspect of the charge sheet. Now, the charge sheet stated, and I quote, "The mobile phone of Aryan Khan was not formally seized. None of the chats recovered from his phone connect him to the present case. No recovery of drugs from Aryan Khan and non-availability of any concrete evidence which could prove the role of Aryan Khan or his conspiracy with Arbaz merchant or any other accused in the instant case beyond reasonable doubt surfaced up during the investigation carried so far, and hence no complaint is being filed against him in the instant case." This is by NCB in its charge sheet. The charge sheet further said that merchant who has been charge sheeted has not claimed in any of his statement that the 6 grams of charas recovered from his possession was meant for Aryan Khan. The charge sheet says, and I quote, "In fact, Arbaz merchant stated that he was warned by Aryan Khan to not carry any narcotic drug on the cruise. Arbaz merchant never mentioned that the drug recovered from him was meant for Aryan Khan or whether Aryan Khan was involved in any way in procuring the recovered drugs." One of the two independent witnesses, Prabhakar Sail, who was present at the time of the search of Aryan Khan, and his friend, stated in his statement recorded on November 11, 2021 that he was asked by another punch witness, that is Kiran Gosavi, to sign on a blank paper. Prabhakar Sail, who recently died due to heart attack, had mentioned that he did not witness any drug recovery. But in spite of a clear-cut denial by Arbaz merchant of Aryan Khan's involvement in the procurement and possession of drugs from him, NCB official Ashish Prasad had reportedly started looking at Aryan's WhatsApp chat without seizing the mobile phone from him formally. Now let us talk about this seizure of mobile phone without due procedure. The charge sheet also detailed how Aryan Khan's mobile phone was unlocked without due procedure. It says, and I quote, "Aryan further stated that his phone was unlocked at the terminal by his Face ID after his denial to give password of the phone, and after opening of the phone, his drug chats were shown to him, to which Aryan told that these drug chats were from Los Angeles, America." The charge sheet further says that the statements of his friends supported this assertion. The charge sheet stated that a creative executive with Shah Rukh Khan's production Red Chillies Entertainment, identified as Manav Chauhan, also told NCB that Aryan Khan once told him that he was into hash and weed smoking while he was in the USA and has procured it multiple times there as it was legal there. According to the charge sheet, Aryan Khan did this in 2018 to tackle sleeping disorder and after having read on the internet that weed can help him sleep. It stated that the NCB's probe also recovered a drug chat between Aryan Khan and Bollywood actor Ananya Pandey. It says, and I quote, Ananya Pandey, when shown her drug chat held in 2019, told that the chats related to weed were said in jest and it was just a joke in an attempt to be funny. Now, there is another charge in the charge sheet, and which is a serious one, which is that NCB officials were motivated. The charge sheet incriminates the NCB officials who were part of the initial investigation. It says that it appears Ashish Prasad was motivated to somehow implicate Aryan Khan in the entire drug case. The charge sheet opined that the courts in general are very lenient with persons from whom drug is not recovered and against whom there is no cogent evidence. It may be relevant to mention here that the courts sometimes cast aspersions on the motives of investigating officers if courts believe that the investigating officer was motivated. Now, there are also aspects about procedural flaws in the entire investigation. The SIT charge sheet says, and I quote, in the Panchnama that was drawn after the search and seizure at the cruise terminal, it has been mentioned that the mobile phone of Aryan Khan was voluntarily handed over by him to the investigating officer. It is to be noted that such handing over was not followed by formal procedure as laid down in the law. It further stated that the WhatsApp chats recovered were treated as primary source of evidence by the investigating officers. It says that investigation has further disclosed that data extraction of Aryan Khan's mobile phone was done and it contained various WhatsApp chats with different people alluding to consumption of weed, hashish, etc. Witnesses and accused were asked to join the investigation based on the contents of the WhatsApp chat, treating them as if contents of WhatsApp chats are primary source of evidence. The charge sheet opined that the Supreme Court has time and again questioned the evidentiary value of WhatsApp chat, and despite this, they were treated as primary source. The NCB charge sheet further elaborates that therefore, the agency's excessive reliance on WhatsApp chats will be severely counterproductive during the trial of the case, considering the fact that the integrity of data extracted from Aryan Khan's mobile phone is questionable, as there is no seizure memo for Aryan Khan's mobile phone to show how and when his phone was seized. Moreover, the raid on the yacht was not video recorded as mandated, and the drugs recovered from multiple accused arrested in the case were shown as a single recovery. Now, the charge sheet contents do make us question the intentions of Sameer Wankhede, who was for much part of the case hailed as Singham-style cop who tolerates no wrong. As a professional agency that is tasked with controlling the drug menace in the country, the action of the Mumbai Zonal unit of the NCB under Sameer Wankhede raises a lot of questions. What if Aryan Khan is not the only one? What if this whole matter was revealed only because the case was high profile? One cannot forget the relentless pursuing of this case by NCP leader Nawab Malik, who now languishes in jail. He persistently brought aspects related to the raid in public domain, forcing the NCB superiors to take cognizance of the matter. The independent witness Prabhakar Sail, who died of heart attack, had said that he was forced to sign on blank papers and that Wankhede was allegedly to get 25 crores out of this extortion money. The charge sheet makes us question whether these allegations were indeed true. There are also questions about who will compensate for the harassment, the trauma, the shame and the loss of reputation Aryan Khan and his family had to go through. Will the system apologize for the almost month-long incarceration of Aryan Khan? But there are bigger questions here. Questions about the integrity of the NCB as an institution, as an investigating agency, and how one officer who went unchecked led to the fall of its credibility. According to an Indian Express report quoting sources, Wankhede was allowed a free hand to deal with his case in the way he liked. His immediate superior in Mumbai, Deputy Director General Mutha Ashok Jain, proceeded on leave on the day the raids were carried out. The report further says until the next day, even the NCB headquarters in New Delhi was not aware of the evidence that Wankhede's team had collected, but Wankhede was already all over the media alleging a major drugs conspiracy by Aryan Khan. But this wasn't the first time Wankhede did this. This was also similar to the way he conducted the investigation in the Sushant Singh Rajput suicide case and arrested his girlfriend Riya Chakraborty on the allegations that she provided drugs to him. The entire case was built on WhatsApp chats alone. The reports also mention on several occasions Sameer Wankhede kept on pushing his way into the investigation despite Delhi's orders to restrain. For example, the way an NCB team reached Shah Rukh Khan's bungalow on October 21st last year in an ostensible raid of a sort. According to the Indian Express report, sources said that Wankhede had sought permission to search the actor's premises but was refused. The media had been informed beforehand about an impending raid. It was finally a call from Delhi that stopped the team from going inside Shah Rukh Khan's house. The report says Sameer Wankhede refused to comment on the matter. Currently, Wankhede has been posted in his parent cadre and reports suggest that agency could take action against him. In fact, the central government has asked to initiate action against Sameer Wankhede. But the point here is, what are we turning our central agencies into? There are already allegations that CBI, ED have been acting on the direction of the political masters. On the other hand, NCB Chargesheet raises questions whether there is corruption and extortion racket with involvement of the agency officers itself. The NCB should get to the root of this and weed out the bad apples. Do let us know what you think about this in the comment box below. For more news and updates, you can log on to www.hwnews.in. Also, before I end this video, I would request you all to please subscribe to our channel, like this video and comment below it. It will help us to get better reach. And if you want to help us beyond that, if you want to support us beyond that, then please go to our website www.hwnews.in/support. We have listed different subscription plans for our readers and our viewers. And please take up the plan that suits your budget and pay us, because when you pay, you help independent media like us that keeps on raising matters of public importance, and you can help us keep alive. Thank you so much.